first part of the episode is Mom and I saying, welcome to the Energy is Love podcast. And then we put on our podcasting voice and talk about where people can listen at energyislovepodcast.com.
Say really fast.
Is this really what you do?
This is what we do every single time.
Yes, we have to put on a podcasting voice.
Go.
We definitely, if we ever have a podcast voice, it's during the intro.
Wait, was that real?
No.
This is it.
It's going to be in there, but that's not what we normally do.
But this is definitely our podcasting voice.
Like this.
No.
Hello, Steve.
No, it's like a customer service voice. Like Craig laughed and he was like, yeah, you're right, Stephanie. And I was like, and then you just, I don't remember exactly what you said because I was so focused on you saying the F word like so wholeheartedly. I was like.
She gets in there. She gets every bit of the F and the U and the C and the K in there. Okay. Miss Lee, do you know where people can tune in and listen? Where do you listen to the podcast?
No, we're grateful that she doesn't, except for this episode.
EnergyIsLovePodcast.com.
Yes.
Or their Facebook page.
Yes.
Or do you have an Instagram page?
Mom and I have an Instagram, like our own personal Instagram.
Or go to their own personal Instagrams. Give them more followers.
And YouTube.
And YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is a big one. Energy is Love Podcast.
Yes.
.com.
Not on YouTube.
That's what I do.
That's Mom's contribution.
Because I always forget the .com, so I throw it on there all the time. I'm like, .com. Stephanie.com.
This is episode 183 of the podcast that you are tuning in and listening to. And we had a special guest. Say hello.
Hello, I am Penis. Just kidding. I'm Stevie. I only put 2 penises in there. 3 now.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, I didn't even mean it that way. That's not how it was supposed to even come out. That's funny, but that was not intended.
Well, that gives you a sense of how this episode goes. Good luck, folks. It's a wonderful episode. And stay tuned because we get to learn all about our beautiful 18-year-old daughter. And so do you. Anything that you want to give as far as warnings before this episode begins? Okay.
That is my warning.
You're so special. She just ate the mic. But sit back and relax, folks, and turn it up for another wonderful episode with our amazing daughter, Stevie Simons.
Venmo me money.
Here we go.
You're listening to the Energy is Love podcast.
Energy is love.
The Energy is the Love podcast.
The Energy is Love podcast.
Energy is love.
The Energy is Love podcast.
The podcast for the universe.
The Energy is Love podcast.
Okay.
Should we try it again?
No,
and
that's
just
good.
tell her not to move.
My ear got itchy. These are uncomfortable.
They are uncomfortable. I actually am looking at new
I saw you looking.
headphones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just uncomfortable, and I'm like,
maybe it's because you've got a whole bunch of jewelry in your
bunch
ears.
of bling in your ears.
You are.
Ear
Your
bling.
ears are
get my
blinged out.
nipples next.
Okay.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't
Well-
put that in.
Oh, it's in. Everything's in.
No.
So, Miss Lee, Stevie Lee, make sure you stay up close to the mic when you're talking, and then if you need to, you can turn away. But you can.
It doesn't help at all.
Well, you can hear the difference from when I'm over there as opposed to here, right?
Yeah.
This is Stevie's first podcast. Everyone, say hello. Hello. All the fans out there, the universe are saying hello.
Yeah.
You've heard Stevie on previous episodes as she storms in the front door, swearing and yelling at us. But
They can't see you.
I know. I don't know what to do since they can't see me.
I have the same thing. She's giving a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Two thumbs up.
Are you excited, kiddo? You excited to be on the podcast?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't listen to any of the other ones, so it's just.
This will be the one
live.
you can listen to.
Hopefully.
Oh, well.
Hopefully you can listen to this one.
Well, she's
We
gonna.
might swear.
You already did.
So you got to remember to speak up so everybody can hear you as you talk.
You already do.
Definitely not like that. But I realized, well, I didn't realize. Stevie pointed out to us last week when we were recording, because she listened in apparently as we were going, that we have podcast voice.
Yes. Do we have them on right now?
No?
I don't know.
Maybe?
Not really, because you guys were like, I don't know what you're talking about, but
This
you
is
said
your
the
podcast
F word
voice. I only say F words during podcasts.
all the time.
That is correct.
That's not true. You say it all the time, and then you have a mental breakdown about it.
I do. I just try to not let you guys hear that.
You do all the time.
I do
It's like
not.
a pretty regular thing.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
Okay.
Is it a regular thing, Craig?
Craig's never home.
Oh. This is gonna
Craig
be
is
fun.
home
Craig's home a lot.
often. He's home
Not
right now.
this month. Well, yeah, right now. But
Well,
you're
somebody's
busy.
got to keep the lights on in this house.
Yeah, that's what you get for being in the mafia, Craig.
Exactly.
You just gotta help him. Do your thing.
Stevie turned 18 this year, so we decided it's about time that she sit down and chat on the podcast. Do you have any idea what you want to talk about?
No, I don't know.
She turned 18 and she graduated high school early because she's amazing.
There's
So
no one here,
kiddo.
but I feel so awkward.
It is
You got
weird,
this.
huh?
And we're both looking at you.
I know I feel like there's people listening, but I know there's not. But I know there's gonna be people that hear it, so it makes me feel really, really nervous.
I know. It takes practice to get comfortable in talking to a microphone that eventually somebody will hear in Australia.
Yeah, or like India.
Yeah.
Or like, what if it's somebody I know?
There's not a lot of people
There's
that
not-
you know that
not-
listen.
No.
No, but they might now because you're on. If you're tuning in for the first episode of the Energy is Love podcast because Stevie is on, welcome. It's going to be a real barn burner. Kiddo, I want to encourage you as we proceed with this episode to be as open and honest and just real as you possibly can. So don't feel like you have to... What's that?
The mom isn't supposed to hear it.
That's okay.
I
I can edit whatever you out.
I
Whatever.
don't think you will, though.
I can.
He probably won't.
Yeah,
I think
so
it'll be
I'm-
okay.
shut up.
Okay. I just said I think it'll be okay.
Are your feet okay?
Yeah, my feet are fine.
Are they cold?
She's
Stop.
Okay. So please be honest
It's
and
gonna be
truthful
okay.
as best as possible because that's the best content for the podcast is when we're real.
They don't know if I'm telling the truth or not.
You're right. They don't.
I can say whatever I want.
Tell a lie. Real quick. Get it out of the way. Get all your lying out of the way.
I'm not willing to sell old men
No.
pictures of my feet.
Oh, God.
$50 a pic, hit me up.
no. God, edit that.
No, it's funny. I'm funny.
Baby, how are you feeling this morning?
I'm curious about the hierarchy level going on right here. You're standing, she's high on a stool, and I'm low on a ball.
I didn't choose the stool.
I
It's just weird.
decided
It's
that
like, dun, 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 dun.
I decided to try something different for
Yeah?
a minute. Yeah. Stand up for a episode. Not the entire episode. I'll probably sit down at some
Yeah.
point, but yeah, give it a shot.
Give it a shot. I'm just gonna go back to my butt yoga. Is that what I called it last time with the ball?
I don't think that's what we called it
No,
last
what
time.
did I call it? A butt massage?
I don't want that. I don't want to hear it.
It's just because
This is a
I'm wiggly.
child-friendly episode, so
It's-
please
you're
keep it to
18 now,
yourself.
you're
no,
fine.
it's PG, Mom.
I'm just wiggling on the ball. It's comfortable.
Okay, keep PG, bro.
It's totally PG.
I don't believe you.
Miss Lee, this is your opportunity to ask us questions that you would like answers to. If you have any questions that you would like answers to. You can think throughout the episode,
Yeah.
but you can definitely ask us anything.
Yeah. And then you
Anything
can
and
never
everything?
ask us a question again. This is it. So
Can you think of any right off the bat?
No, I was put on the spot.
Okay.
I do this
I've got some questions for you.
so bad.
Okay.
Are you ready to answer some questions?
Yes.
Yes. You have to remember, people
I know.
can't see your
I
thumbs up.
forget.
So you turned 18 about 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, a month ago.
No.
I was thinking graduated. You graduated
Like a little
about
over
2
a
months
month ago.
Yeah. So now you've officially been an adult. And just recently you voted in your first ever election. You voted for the first time as an adult. How did that feel?
Pretty dumb. Everyone was there was old and sort of sucked. And they were idiots. And it was gross and dirty. And I had to put my vote in a Tupperware box.
Yeah, we live in
That was
Podunk.
It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, so I'm pretty disappointed.
What did you expect?
Like what you see in the movies, like a clean place, like not 7 old white people that don't know what they're doing or what their names are. And that's not like, here, take this Tupperware with a hole cut now and just put your ballot in my
It's the
box.
secure ballot box.
I thought it was going to be like nice. It looks so stupid and ghetto.
Yeah, did you forget where we live?
I know. I don't know. I don't know why I had higher expectations. I feel like the fire station just looks nice. So,
Why do you feel that voting is an important thing for you?
because it determines who's running our country and how our future and our lives are gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you could change something right now about the way that our country is running, what would it be?
true.
Well, besides him, let's like eliminate him
Pence.
from. Let's eliminate the
Joe
current
Biden.
administration. Like one of the issues facing society today, what is one that you are passionate about and that you would like to
Oh, that-
change?
I don't know. There's a lot.
This morning I saw something that you posted on Facebook.
Oh.
That was some meme or something like that in regards to men can't understand women's rights or like the issues.
Here, I can just read it to you really quick because you're not. You're I'm trying. Butchering it. You're trying.
Good try, babe.
Am I breathing too loud?
No, you're fine.
Because I can hear myself.
It's okay.
It's sort of annoying.
Your mom's a big mouth breather, so she gets in on that mic and. She breathes. She breathes hot and heavy.
I didn't know. Now I know.
You don't. I'm teasing both of you.
From back here.
Yeah, that makes for great audio. Slide back as far as you can from the microphone.
I'll just go like this. Go ahead.
Read your post.
It says, every time I talk to men about everyday sexism and see how fundamentally they don't understand what it's like to move through the world as a woman, I'm reminded that as a white person, there is so much that I don't even realize people of color deal with every day. So always listen and learn. Did I read that to you?
No, you didn't. Well, you kind of read it sort of fast.
You can't help it. You read at like Mach 1. Mach 1 is your lazy day reading. That's just your superpower. It's really fast.
Okay.
What do you feel are, like, what's one of the issues that women face every single day that men are just kind of oblivious to, that we don't really think about or realize?
How much we have to, like, watch out for ourselves on such a regular basis, like, regardless of where we are or what we're doing. Like, especially if we're alone, like, there's, like, just, like, so many precautions we have to take, and when you talk to guys about it, they're like joke about it or like laugh or think you're not being serious.
Can you give me an example?
Like when I walk in a parking lot in the dark by myself, I carry my keys in between my fingers and I walk fast and I act like I'm on my phone, but I still pay attention to my surroundings.
Yeah. What's another one?
I check all around the area of my car and see if there's anyone under it, if there's been anything placed on my door or anything. I don't know, and I just, like, am super cautious when it comes to watching. Because if I can tell, like, somebody's, like, sort of following me, then I, like, am just probably a little overly cautious to that kind of stuff. But, I don't know, I just get scary looking and mean, and then they just act crazy, and they just go away.
You act crazy?
Yeah.
And then you start running around.
It's not
screaming.
an act, people. She's crazy. Leave her alone. That's like every day. That's just ingrained in how women behave. Tiny,
you have to look like you're angry and like you have a lot of confidence, and it's less likely that they'll mess with you.
Babe, do you still not challenge, but are you still faced with that for the most part?
I don't think that that's something women ever stop doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you trade out. It's just always there. It doesn't matter what stage you are, what body, like women always have to behave that way. They're just always watching. And it's so like second nature that it's not like you're walking out and just like ready and here you go. It's just, that's just what you do. It's like how you move. It's like cooking dinner, you know, or burning dinner in my case, whatever. It's just what you do. It's how you do it. It's how you fry up the hamburger. It's how you make a sandwich. It's how I use cooking for women. That's great.
Good one.
It's how you build a porch, yo.
Build a porch?
I don't know. I was trying to do something handy. But it's just natural. It's like you just do it. It's how it's like autopilot. You just start watching out and looking for precaution. It's not something that you just have to be careful.
It's so
and
much
you can
worse
feel
for,
it.
Yeah, it's just so much worse for colored people though right now. Like especially how the country is going right now. Like just even when I was in school, I can't tell you how many times I almost got in serious trouble because somebody was like doing some really messed up racist stuff. Like I've even gotten at teachers. Come closer
to the mic, kiddo.
I've even gotten at teachers for doing it before too. Because but like I don't know. Colored people just have it like super crazy hard right now. And there's like a lot of Nazis and KKK stuff going on. And everyone's like, that's cool, it's okay. Trump is cool with that. We're cool.
Yeah, there's lots of I don't know if there's necessarily lots of Nazi and KKK
like white
stuff
supremacy.
Going on. Yeah, but even that is
right
blown up, I think, out of proportion in regards to the way that media portrays it and things like that. Like if you look at the actual KKK, I recently listened to a podcast with somebody. He's a black guy that back in the, gosh, I don't even know, 50s, 60s, 70s, something like that. He started converting people from the KKK just simply by befriending them. Oh. And he's like drastically, you know, several hundred people have kind of turned in their robes in a sense and walked away from the organization because just because of this guy and his ability to kind of build a relationship with him, and for them to actually see that, oh, he's just a normal person, right? But he talked about on the podcast how the numbers they're not as big as they seem. Like, we think that there's huge factions of the KKK throughout the country in every state. And the fact is there's really not. And even like in areas where you would think it would be a really big, number of people that are in it, there's really not. So it's one of those things. It's not to say it's not a bad thing, or it's not to say that, people of all races, other than white people, even white people, but...
White people are racist.
Well, right.
Is that what you're saying? White people against white people?
No, I'm saying that it's not to say that there aren't issues, because there's definitely issues and struggles and things like that. But I wanted to go back to women having to walk around cautiously and aware of their surroundings at all times. Yeah, men don't do that typically, right? Men don't have to worry about that or even think about that, or that's not even like on their radar.
Not at all.
But police do.
Yeah.
And I can relate 100%, because I guarantee that I went way more crazy than either of you ever have before in regards to walking around and moving around and worrying about your surroundings and your safety. Let's bet on it.
I do bet on that. I think that, yes, you do have that because you had to constantly worry about getting shot and ambushed and all of the crazy stuff that cops have to do with. Absolutely, 100%. So do we. But did you ever think that somebody's going to jump out and rape you?
Well, it wasn't rape. It was just I was going to die.
That's what I said first.
Yeah. So it was like I wasn't worried about people jumping out and raping me, but I was worried about people killing me, even when I wasn't on duty. So the way that I looked at literally everything and everyone and every situation imaginable, it was in preparation to defend myself and or others.
Yeah.
No, it's sort of different though.
Oh, it's
because that was
definitely
just
different.
the few years of cop life. Because all before that, you're probably so you're like just doing your thing, not caring about anything.
No, I think cops definitely have. I said that first. I don't know if you really heard that. You have to worry about being shot continuously, and even by you have the realm of the criminals that do feel like you know who they are because they know who you are. I hope I said that right. And then people that don't like them just by default, they have I don't know, everybody. I don't know. It is really hard, but it's constantly for a woman too on everything. Yeah, it's the same.
The moment we're born to the moment we die. There's because we have to even as children we have to be protected and such, especially with all how big sex trafficking is getting, how frequent that's getting. I've been following a lot of that, and there's been so many Mexican girls just from Utah that have gone missing, and there's no coverage or anything.
Not okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I don't know. So I try to not walk through life being afraid, because that's not really a way to live.
Not afraid, but cautious.
But yeah, you can't not be aware.
Yeah,
you can't not. Unless I'm walking with you. If I'm walking with you, I am oblivious.
Mess with Craig.
Holy shit. I will walk into traffic. You have stopped me several times. I'm like, aha, we're walking. All my cares which I guess isn't fair for you, because that's probably a really big shift where you feel like not only are you, now you have to go into protection mode. Is she gonna walk in front of a bus? Dumbass.
Out into traffic there, babe.
It's definite. But it's also different, how I walk around with just me, how I walk around with just you, and how I walk around when I'm with kids. When I'm with these guys, it's different, because it's I don't know. It's you go from. It's that mode change of where you're just protecting yourself, and you're kind of looking out to you're ready to, it's not protecting yourself anymore. It's you're ready to engage or whatever. And I'm a scary person.
Yeah, I'm always ready to engage. I don't care how small I am. I'll hit you in the head with the closest thing next to.
I mean, it's just you'll see one day. It's when you're walking around with your kid, the protection of self and protection of child is very different. So the strength that you have of protecting yourself definitely shifts, and you become.
I don't know. I've definitely gotten that with Asher before, though.
Yeah.
I feel a pretty understandable extent to where you're coming from with children.
Yeah.
Do they know who Asher is? Do I need to explain?
No, they know all about you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, they know who Asher is.
Okay.
He's the monster that lives in the basement.
The Basement Brothers.
You were born in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And
don't give them all my information. I'll give them my identity.
well, lucky for us that you leave your driver's license in your car all the
Shut
time.
up. They don't need to know. Then they'll steal it.
I often think sometimes, kiddo, how different life is for you than it was for mom and I. So, I mean, right now you're 18 years old, right? I was 18 in 1999. And in
that
1999,
was like only a few years before I was born. That's sort of strange.
It was only a few years
weird.
before you were born, but I didn't have a cell phone. The internet was just barely, I mean, the internet had been around for maybe a decade
like
at that
so
point.
Advanced and such.
Yeah, I mean, just barely. I had email, right? We didn't have.
We also walked to school uphill both ways in the snow.
But just the technology of how
That's what it
different
feels
life
like.
was from when I was 18 as opposed to when you're 18. And also like your, the first 10 years of your life from 2002 to 2012, technology exploded.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
crazy.
iPhone came out, I think in 2007 or 2008.
I don't know. I remember I had one in 6th grade and I was like, look at me, you guys.
And so I think about that, how significantly different life is for the time span that you've grown up as opposed to when mom and I grew up. In your mind, because I think like all the time you see this stuff where people are like, technology's ruining our kids and social media, and these kids just sit there like, and I've watched all of you do it before.
I've watched you do it too.
No, but what I'm talking about is you'll sit there with your friends, like you're together side by side on a couch, and then you're texting each other on your phones.
We're sending memes. The only time that happens is because memes are something we don't want you guys hearing. I watch you and mom sit on your phones next to each other all the time.
Yeah, we definitely do. It's not a judgment at all.
I know, it's mostly just when I don't want you guys to hear something or if it's memes, because that's how we would communicate, it's memes.
But what I think about is how people like our generation and past our generation complain about how detrimental that is to kids and how we need to go back to the days when, like you would go outside and play for 8 hours a day. But I think that through evolution and through change and everything like that, it's actually normal and it's okay. And there's going to be benefits from it that we can't really see right now because it's in the future. But in your mind, are there any adverse effects from kind of the generation that you've grown up in regards to technology?
I mean, like, technology is definitely a good thing, and it's helped, like, you can just, like, learn. You can learn anything and anything you want. Like, it gives you anything you need. But, like, there's a lot of people that just take complete advantage of that and just won't. Like, they get, like, super lazy. They just gain a lot of weight, and all they do is sit at their house and eat snacks and just stay on video games, stay on the internet, stay on all of that. So, like, it definitely has, like, a lot of positives, but along with all of those positives, there's also all the negatives of social media.
What do you think are some of the negatives of social?
A lot of it is, like, just, like, how they portray so many people on social media, and then, like, a lot of people will see that and be like, why don't I look like that? And then a lot of people will even go farther to, like, even, like, self-injury to make themselves look better and, like, try and feel better. So it definitely can be good, though, because you can reach out to other people that are going through something that you're going through, or something you just can't talk to your family about or something. But also it can be negative because if you're struggling with that and then you see, like, all these pictures of it, and then you're like, then you could fall deeper into that.
Do you think that, like, have you gone through periods of time when you've looked at social media and seen the way that things are portrayed and the way that people are, and it seems like everybody's life is so wonderful and so amazing? Do you ever get caught up in that loop of thinking like, shit, my life's miserable, and look at how, everything sucks here, and because you're comparing it to these unrealistic expectations of stuff that you see?
Yeah, I've done that quite a bit, and then I've met a few of the people in person, and I'm like, your lives actually suck way worse than mine. You guys are losers. You guys suck bad. So I don't know. I try not to do that too much, but also I'm like, I just want money, because like seeing all these things, I'm like, I can do that if I have money. Like I see people like on vacation or like getting their nails done. I'm like, that should be me. I want my nails done. I love having my nails done.
Do you have a question, babe?
No, I don't have a question. It was one of the adverse things that I feel about social media is how like detrimental bullying can be now. Because when we were in school, it was just like the little groups that would maybe go, then it would disappear, to where now it's like everybody. You have
Yeah.
people that you don't even know can reach out and make you feel like crap, and it just doesn't go away. A mistake that is made can now be captured on photo, film, and just
And
spread
stay
like
there
wildfire.
forever.
So like those things like that is hard. Like I can't imagine having, like, it was hard enough when we were in school, like, and especially the kind of crazy ass that I was in school. I don't know how I would have got through it. Like how you guys have to, what you have to deal with, and how
It doesn't bother me that much. I'm
I've
like, you're
watched
just
it.
like it hasn't for a while though, because I'm like, you're just like you're not going to say any of this to my face. You're only saying this because you have the protection of your screen.
True.
That's
People
the
are
only reason.
much.
Because if you see me in person, you're not going to do anything.
People get definitely very like trolls, right? They'll have the ability with anonymity or just that not face-to-face contact to be so cruel.
That's why you call them out in person if you know them. I've done that at school so many times, and they've all
There's-
been like, "I'm
there's
really sorry, it won't happen
Less
again."
aggressive way. Yeah. See,
It
I
wasn't
get that.
aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah. She's winking.
Stop.
And then also how you can lie like crazy. You can be a creeper man or woman. You can be a creeper person and act like you're a child befriending somebody, and like how much more in danger you are, how easy it is to get information. Just like predators have such accessibility now with it. But there's also like all the good. So there's amazing things. It's just scary. So that's what I was thinking. What?
You were talking about that whole bowling thing. Can I give an example?
Please.
So there's this like girl, I don't know
Stay
her.
up on the mic.
Sorry. I forget. My butt's uncomfortable. It's sweaty.
So
There was
the
this
bullying
girl?
thing.
Oh yeah, there was this girl, and like she like made this post where she was like being abused, and she's like, yeah, my boyfriend hits me, but I still love him, and it was like makeup bruise, and then her boyfriend was like like sort of emotionally abusive, trying to get her to post all of that, and then it just, because like she even like posted the screenshots, and it was like him being like, you just need to do it, like don't be such a lot of lovely things, like just do it, it'll be funny. And then just like threatening to leave and stuff. And then she got such crazy backlash. Like everyone was like, I hope you kill yourself. And then she made a huge apology post, and she's like, I am suicidal. You guys are making me want to do everything you're telling me to do. Like, I'm sorry for what I did. It was a mistake. And then everyone on that post is like, just go kill yourself. Like, just get it done with. No one wants you.
I can't believe people say that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can believe it, but it's just so horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's the mob mentality.
Yeah.
So like if you think about like in the traditional sense of a mob, like let's think about witches back in the days of the Salem witch trials, right? You'd have these
Our generation.
our generation.
No, like our not generation. I didn't mean that. Our heritage.
We're not that old, babe. But
Maybe.
We all just
the mob mentality of somebody saying something about someone that isn't factually based, isn't true, right? It's just a rumor, whatever the case may be. And then everybody else being like, yeah, burn that lady. She's crazy. She's a witch, clearly. And it's the same thing that goes on. It's just mob mentality of people getting on board regardless of having any information, no facts whatsoever, just based off of, what somebody else says or what somebody else has says or a picture or something like that.
Yeah. That's crazy. And
You
how,
ready? Go ahead, babe.
No.
You ready for another hard question? Hard hitting, Stevie Lee. Are you ready? So, Mom and I have been together for 8 years. Right?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Long
a
time,
long
right?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
like 10 when you got together.
we are a blended family. So
Yes.
you know this because you're obviously in
I
the
actually
family.
didn't know. I thought Maddie was my blood sister. We have the same eyes, so.
What do you think is the most challenging thing that we had to experience or had to deal with, or even today, ongoing with having a blended family of the two of us coming together and then smashing you kids up into one big minivan and trying to make the most of it?
I think the hardest that I've had to deal with is like just being like the outside family, whatever that's called, not the close, but the
Our extended family?
Yeah, that's what it's called. I was trying to think of it. I think that's just definitely the trickiest, because like I don't know, they view you as the step. That's like not like there's not that actual bond there. They're around you because they have to be, not because they want to. And that's the thing that I struggle with the most. There's nothing else really anymore because I don't see Maddie or Gwen ever. So I don't have any issues there, but
When you guys were little or when you guys were younger, was it hard to try to go from only having Asher as a sibling to living in a house where you had 2 other sisters? And
I was excited. I wanted sisters so bad. Like, that was like something I was like, I love Asher, but I thought it would have been so cool to have a sister. But,
so there was some good stuff.
Yeah, but just with how close me, Maddie, and Gwen were with age, that was very tricky. We were all like going through puberty, going through teen years at the same time, so it was like a very constant, I'll kill you. Like, if you look at me funny, I'm going to kick you in the neck. Don't talk to me.
If you had advice for, let's do parents first and then kids, what would the advice be for parents if they're trying to blend some families together? Like, what did Mom and I do right and what did we do wrong? Go with right first, please.
Please. Give us something to hang on to here, kiddo.
Just in the context of families coming together and blending.
I don't really know. I don't really remember that I don't really remember like 6th grade back all too well.
Yeah. What about stuff that we did wrong? Just in the context of...
I don't know. It's like hard to think of like the good, because I remember the first time I found out about you and I was just furious because we were leaving Wall Waits where they have all those new houses, and if you keep, it's like that big turn, and if you keep going straight, there's the bowling alley, and your cop car swerved in front of her, and she had that stupid little flirty look, and I was like, who was that? And then she was like, no one, and I was like, I know what that was. I'm not stupid. So then when I did meet you, I was like, stupid?
Yeah.
I know. I was like, you're not supposed to. No, Mom is Mom. Don't be flirting with her. She doesn't do that. That's not allowed. She's Mom.
So just the fact that your mom was going to start dating somebody.
I don't know why, but I was so furious. I don't know. Because like just seeing that stupid little flirty look, I was like, I'll kill you, bro. Don't do. I was like, oh, that was me rolling up my sleeves to fight.
What would you say about kids? So if kids are going through that process, or their parents are going to get married and now they're going to have new siblings, what would you say would be advice for them?
I don't know. You just can't let anything get to you. You just have to like, I don't know. I like a lot of the time I was feeling super left out, especially at family events, and that was something that like super hurt my feelings for the longest time. But I don't know, that's just like something you just have to ignore. Like you just have to ignore and pretend it's not happening because you can't really do anything. So it's just something to ignore and just like not let affect you, because it's not even you personally. It's just like, it's just different.
Yeah, that extended family thing is a bitch. It's the one thing that Mom and I hate. Because we can't control it, right?
Mm-hmm, you can't control everyone else.
Yeah.
Like if you had a gun, you technically could, but I don't think that'd be too effective.
It's not going to be very...
It might be.
Love all of them the same. Yeah, no, I don't think that would work. But that definitely... It still sucks today. Like,
yeah, it's still just as bad as it was when I met all of them in like 5th grade.
Yeah, it's still damn hard. What do you think we did right, babe?
Oh, why don't you put yourself in the hot seat instead of asking the questions, because I'm not ready to answer any of this right now. What do you think we did right?
I think you and I, what did we do right?
What did we do right? I want that.
I think you and I came at it with love.
Yeah.
I think that we both did our best to always approach it with love, like just the dynamic of blending our two families together. Obviously, we did copious amounts of things. I don't know if I want to say wrong, but
stay with the right for a minute.
Okay. We definitely always tried to come at it with love, and we tried to, like, I think we learned a lot that I was going to say we tried to treat them all the same, but you can't treat all of your kids the same, regardless of whether or not you're blending families together.
Like Asher's the favorite on both sides.
Yeah, definitely. He's at the top of our list, right under Angel. But I think that, we tried to treat them all the same in the sense of equally, and that we loved them all, and that even though we treated them all differently because of their different personalities and who they were and stuff like that.
One thing that would work for one would not work for the other.
Yeah.
So it's like it appears like, oh, this one's favorite, but you just have to approach them different. Like, I liked what sucks. Like, what is her name? I'm forgetting her name.
Just call her Penis.
Gosh,
Thanks,
dang
Stevie.
it.
There's penis number 1 for the episode.
I was waiting for that one.
Leon Kreischer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry about the delay on that. She said that, stop it. Quit licking the mic. How does she say it's not tit for tat. It's like fair is fair, but fair is not equal. So how one thing would not work, one that would work for one child and how we had approached did not fit for all of them. And then it looked like favoritism was being given from every single one of them, thought somebody else was being favored.
No, we all agreed that Asher was the favorite. That was a unanimous decision. Everyone was Asher.
Maybe that was because he was the baby.
It was Asher and
so
then Glenn and then me and Maddie were tied for last.
I know you guys always said that.
That's because it's true.
Okay.
Ask any of them now. They'd be like, yeah.
No. Anyways, I don't know. Did our best.
That's been one of the hardest things for us, kiddo. Just Mom and I in our relationship. It wasn't hard to, blend a family. We love each other. Like, we love all the kids, obviously. But trying to work out all of those dynamics in regards to you guys, that has been one of the hardest things for us and has caused, like, let's look at the scale of maybe the top 3 things that have caused Mom and I stress just in the space of our relationship.
And I'm the first 2. I'm just kidding.
No, but just kids in general and the dynamic of children and trying to, because Mom and I had different parenting styles that we had to kind of learn to blend together.
Oh my God, it was so weird. Like, Mom was like, I'll put you in bubble wrap. You don't need to see the sun. And Craig's like, I'll rip you out by your hair. Go live outside for 3.5 days. I don't care. Go fall out of that tree. And Mom's like, don't even get in it. Should we get her like a whole outfit so we can climb it, like a rock climbing outfit so she can get up the tree? Should we even let her outside? Is that safe? I love you though.
I was so scared.
I know, and I'm fine. I just rebelled. But I'm fine, obviously. I feel like my clumsiness has something to do with that because I don't know. I just feel like that's where that's coming from.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We come from a long line of very
Derpy
agile,
people.
graceful,
Some derpy people.
I don't know what happened.
I've got so many weird quirks. Everyone's like, you're not a toddler. You don't need your food can't touch. I'm like,
that's not me. That's not me.
I know,
I
it's
build.
Grammy.
I like Lego my food.
Yeah,
like
it's
everything can
disgusting.
touch.
It's disgusting.
So.
It's gross. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys don't do that egg and salsa combination anymore.
What?
That you guys would do your eggs with that weird thick chunky salsa
It's
stuff
good.
on it.
We just don't have salsa right now.
I'm glad you don't do it. Like, that smell made me so nauseous, and it would last in the house for like 7 hours.
Oh damn!
It was so, like, no offense. I'm sorry. It was just
Suddenly I'm craving it.
like, I'm glad you guys like to eat, but I don't like to be nauseous all the time.
Glad you guys are a bunch of fatties.
No, that's not what I said.
Kind of what you said.
No.
Take a moment and think about this question. But what I want you to do is I want you to, each of us, me and Mom, what is like the thing that you like the most about us in regards to being your parent, like the thing that we do that you like the most. And you can think on it. You need a minute? Yeah. She's shaking her head up and down.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do, Craig. You guys can talk. I don't know what to say.
We're
She
just gonna
better
sit
come
here
up
in
with
silence.
something because I'm ready to go jump off a bridge right now.
Hey.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was
That
funny.
was
It
so
supposed to be
rude. That was
funny.
not funny. You said it so seriously.
How you feeling, baby?
Uncomfortable.
I know. I can tell. It's so hard, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not helping. You're making me feel more awkward and like I shouldn't be talking because then you just start feeling bad and then I feel bad.
That's
for
not
talking.
true.
Well, your face looks
No,
like it.
no. I mean, it's okay if you say something that makes me feel bad because we're both going to live.
I know.
It
it's
is
just
okay to
awkward.
say hard things.
I-
It's okay.
Mom- Yeah, I know. Stop
Okay.
it. Stop.
I can.
Okay.
What do you like the most about me, kiddo? What do you think?
Oh, take that out.
Don't watch
I can
Mom.
hear that. Sorry, I could just hear it in the
Sorry.
mic, so I was like,
I know, it's
I
crazy,
felt like I
huh?
had like crazy super hearing, so I was like, I was just watching. I was so interested.
I've decided this is spy gear, so.
It's our new mutant power.
I was just like, whoa, because I knew it wasn't something I'd hear like that, but I was like, I can hear it in my head. Sorry, I'm not used to mics at all. My first thing is our matching hair.
Yes. Stevie and I were blessed with long, beautiful hair.
And everyone thinking me and Craig are related, but I'm not related to Mom or Asher.
We totally have identical hair.
And we have pretty similar beards.
Mm-hmm. Yours is looking pretty nice this morning.
Thank you. I trimmed it. Put a little cocoa butter in. I don't know if that's what you put in beards.
Coconut. I just put coconut on mine.
You put coconut in everything though. So.
Darn right. What about Mom? What do you like most about her as far as...
that was my fake... That was just like my funny one.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like there's sometimes, but there's like a lot of the times where you're like super understanding of a situation and you don't have like a big old crazy reaction to it. You're like, you have those emotions, but you're still able to just like calmly talk so then we can like figure it out. And that's not me being rude to you. You're just like you're just pretty emotional.
I got it.
And yeah,
I'm emotional.
So pretty calm and level-headed for the most part.
Yeah, and like willing to talk. But that's also like frustrating because like I'll be so angry and you're just talking calm and I'm like, yo, let's fight. Let's do this.
Let's fight.
And like just you talking so calm, I'm like, I should strangle him. I should strangle.
Your mama hates that too.
I know. I'm like, don't, because I'm like so angry and you're just talking calm and I'm like, it just like it brings out even more rage.
Yeah. Well, it's a good quality. I like it.
I remember one time we were all sitting at the table and I was calm and you were calm and Stevie was like, I thought I was calm, was pretty upset. And you started like that really slow, calm talk. And then suddenly Stevie and I just kind of looked at you like the scary horror movies where the head just kind of like turned. And I'm like, you need to speed up that dialect right there. Because now I'm on Steve's side and we're going to take you out.
Like, oh, I don't know, but like slow talking, I'm like, there's nothing that like makes me, like if I'm angry and you decide to slow talk to me, I'm like, I hate you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you right now. If I see you in the streets, I'm going to jump you.
What's the best thing to help in that situation then? If you're angry, do you think just time, like if we just take a break for a moment and then we come back to it once we've all relaxed, or? I
don't know. I haven't really had like a crazy angry moment like that. So I haven't had to like figure out how I would act in that situation. But I don't know, like if I'm like super angry like that, it's probably just a good idea to give me a little bit of time, because if you just keep talking calmly to me, I'm probably just going to keep just staying angry. More. Yeah.
Okay, now Mom.
Mom?
What's most amazing about her as your mother?
Stop. Don't make that face, crackhead. Sorry. Take that out. Just put a little like in shows when they say swear word.
We'll do a sound effect. Yeah.
Or just have it said backwards. Dia K Kark.
There you go.
Is that how it would?
That's totally it. That's a language.
Crackhead backwards.
Oh, okay.
Dia Kark.
I did not do drugs when I was pregnant with this child.
You dropped me on my head, probably.
I did not.
Somebody had to drop me on my head or at least punch me in the head.
Okay, what do you like about me?
Yeah, I have another follow-up question for you. So, what do you like about Mom the most? As far as her being your mama.
Things were pretty, like the last few recent months, like, I don't know, you've just been, like, way more understanding. Like, you've just been, like more of, like, not taking it as an attack, but, like, finding, like, just, like, talking. Like, instead of, like, taking it, like, so personally, like, just finding a way to talk and act, and, like, just, like, being nice and being there, and just, like, being, like, more comforting instead of more, like, defensive.
Cool.
Was that a good one?
That was a good one.
Did that hurt your feelings?
Not at all.
Okay.
You can hurt Mom's feelings. I make her cry all the time on the podcast.
That's not nice. That's not. That's
I don't do
rude.
it on purpose.
I don't know. I don't want to make her. That's rude. That makes me feel bad, especially on my first podcast.
I would so rather. I know what's really going on in your head and what you're really feeling.
Okay, I don't want it to be for the whole world, though.
Well, that's okay. It doesn't have to be for the whole world.
Yeah, we got
me,
like 3 listeners. So
when it's
just you and I don't want you to ever be afraid of making me feel sad or upset. You
Mom,
cannot.
You're just like such a sad person when you're feeling sad, and there's like nothing that makes me feel worse.
It's not your fault though.
Well, except for Grammy being sad.
Okay,
that makes me feel worse than you
kind of
being
a
sad.
thing. Like I don't want you to ever go through life afraid to tell me something or afraid to do something because you're afraid of how I'm gonna respond. That is a miserable way to live. I want you to be okay with if I get sad. So what? I'll be okay. I can cry and then I can move on. If I get angry, so what? I want you to live your life.
I feel bad for making you cry. But that makes me feel so poopy.
I feel bad to think that you're going to hold back in your life because you're afraid of how I'm going to feel. And I'm afraid that you won't share with me your life because you're afraid that I want all of it. So I want you to do what you want to do
when
in life.
I do share things about my life,
It's okay if I have a reaction. It's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's okay. Because I want to know you. I don't care to know the person that you think I want you to be. I want to know the person that you really are. Like, don't live your life so that it seems like it's an easy conversation. That's a boring life. It's a boring, miserable life. Have hard conversations.
Miss Lee, do you see similarities between you and Mom?
Yeah.
When you see those similarities, do they upset you, or are you like, oh, that's cool?
Not necessarily upset, but I'm like, really? Cause like, I'm like, really? Because like, even when she's not around, I'll catch myself and I'm like, oh my God, it's too soon.
I did fall off the ball earlier.
Good. I'm glad. My tailbones hurt still.
Sometimes I see similarities between me and my dad. I used to see it. I remember when I got Gwen very first, right? Mm-hmm. So however long ago.
Like when she was like 2 or something?
Yeah, she was 18 months old. So
Craig, so basically 2.
Yeah, well, Miha,
Don't use months like that.
She's now 73 months old, so let's see. No, but I remember when I got her, and all these things started to like come out, and I would see my dad, I would hear my dad, I would start doing things that my dad would do, and it was so infuriating. Like, it just angered me so much. And even today, like fast forward 20 years later, I still, sometimes I look in the mirror and I catch a glimpse of my dad, or oftentimes I look at my arms for some reason and I see my like forearms and I think they look like my dad's.
We'll get that little funky tattoo he's got going on and he'll be twinsies.
And I still kind of every now and then it gives me like a twinge of frustration. But I do the same thing with Grandma Mary. I do the same thing with my mom, where I'll see some similarities or oftentimes it's like coping mechanisms. Do you know what I mean by coping mechanisms?
Yes.
And when I see those and I recognize, oh, hell, that damn woman does this thing and I do that thing because she obviously raised me. At least you're not like
super rude to fast food workers or anything. That's really cool. That's a cool thing to have.
That's a good trait to get rid of, right?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm not going to say it.
What's one that stands out between you and Mom?
The fact that when somebody has a stomach ache or something going on, I ask if they need to poop. If they need to go to the bathroom. That's something I do now. And I mostly just do it to Trey and Asher, and they both get really, really angry at me. Because, like, even we'll be in public, and I'll be like, do you got to poop? And he's like, shut up, idiot. There's people around. Don't ask me that. I'll go to the bathroom if I need to go to the bathroom. I'm like, sorry, I don't mean to. You got to tell me.
You need to be comfortable talking about poop. You got to get rid of
like, you got a stomach ache. You got to poop.
Mom last night asked Asher before he went to bed if he went potty. And I'm like, baby, he's 13. We don't need to ask him if he goes potty anymore.
He is. I was like, no, he's not.
Yeah, it's like we can ask him, hey, did you use the bathroom?
Mom still asks me if I go potty, and I'm 18, so.
I love her so much. Do you need to go potty, babe?
Well, I'm getting there. Thank you.
So,
maybe
Miss
Lee.
Oh wait, back to that dad thing really quick. I had a funny post I saw, and it was just reminding because you're talking about the similarities between you and your dad. And there was this post that I saw, and it said maybe my mom likes fighting with me so much because I look like my dad. Because like there's this Snapchat filter where you can like look like a guy, and they like made a whole big thing out of it. And it's always like, your first daughter always looks like the dad, and they would like show it. And then I took one, and I looked like crazy identical. I looked exactly like Steve, and I was like, oh my, because like whatever one I'm with they say I look like, but like just like using that filter I was like, oh my god, that's him, bro.
Yeah, Maddie I think looks like me.
Oh yeah, Maddie looks like Maddie is you. Maddie's a little lady you.
Yeah. So you're on the precipice right now of the rest of your life.
I don't know what that means.
Precipice is like on the edge. So
of glory. See, you have that in common with me. We'll just bust into song.
But as your life is beginning, right? You had your childhood, you had your teen years, and now you're about to enter into your adult life. What are the things that you are most scared about? What are the things that you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this?
I don't know, like being an adult, like there's like so many responsibilities and like so much stuff you have to do, and like all of it like revolves around money.
So when you think about that, like which one stands out? Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do that.
I don't know how to like actually adult. Like, I don't know, like taxes or bills or any of that. I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, it sucks. This looks like it sucks. Being an adult does not look like fun, other than you can do whatever you want, but you don't have the money to do whatever you want because you gotta go to work. So I don't know. It's stupid. It looks like it sucks.
It is hard.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It look like fun.
Even today, I feel like I don't have it all the way figured out.
Oh, no, definitely not. Neither one of you.
From the expert.
Well, no one does.
I know. I do.
No, you don't.
I totally got this.
Okay, Mom.
Look at me over here and all my...
And all your
Stevie.
matching outfit glory.
Shut up. You should see my socks. Look at...
Mine doesn't match either.
What's the thing you're most excited for this next phase of your life?
I don't know. I think my favorite thing is being like, I'm going, instead of asking to go. I'm like, I'm gonna go, and I don't know. I'm just like,
You don't
like,
have to
what are
ask
you
for
gonna do?
permission anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I just like that. I think
it
it's
is
fun.
nice.
It is. I do like doing it a
You
lot.
don't have to ask to do whatever it is that you want to do.
It's like, it's so weird because I remember like barely starting to do it for the first time, and I was like,
Yeah,
They're gonna get angry at me?
Made it look really comfortable.
I did. I wanted it. If I have to act confident so it'll work.
You didn't, because every time after you'd be like, is that okay?
Well,
You got this.
I do. Sort of, probably, maybe.
Yeah. You got it.
What else? Like
Wait,
when
what
you
was
think
the
about what's coming up for you in the next 5 years, 10 years, a year and a half, what are you most excited for?
I don't know, like experiencing new things. Just like, I don't know, like doing new things. I don't know what those new things are yet, but
What's one thing you want to do?
I want to go on vacation, like without my like family. I love you guys, but like I think that'd be like so cool. And just hearing Gwen talk about it, I was like, oh my god, that sounds so fun.
Yeah, to go somewhere without us.
Yeah, I went to Wyoming and stuff, but we were with people that are very close to Trayton, that are very close with his grandparents, so they were basically just family.
Still with adults.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you go?
Oh, one thing I did do was that without any, like, well, except for Deba, but that was Trayton's dad's best friend, but was Reggae Rise Up. That was so... Because Deba wasn't even there most of the time because he volunteered, so you only have to be there for $10 a day, but you get to see all the shows.
Nice.
But yeah, that was... I don't know, that was so fun. That was like a cool little, like, not with family up in Heber thing, but it was cool.
One of the things that Mom and I... that's a great thing that you don't have to ask for permission anymore and you just get to do whatever you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
But from our standpoint and from where we sit, it's like so nerve-wracking.
I know.
It's so
I sort of like it. I don't mean to. I'm just like,
But one of the things that we try to do is like acknowledge when you are coming and asking for help rather than trying to help you with everything still, right? Acknowledging and recognizing when you do come and ask for help, then that's our opportunity to help. But we both, and I'm sure you've seen it from your side, where like you'll come and ask for help with, this is a generic example that doesn't really happen, but you'll be like, hey, can you help me tie my shoe? And we'll be like, we'll help you tie your shoe. We'll help you pick out your clothes. We'll help you clean your room. We'll help you fix everything in your life. We'll help you do this. We'll help you do that. Mm-hmm. We try to do way more than what you're really asking for.
And then Mom gets her feelings hurt. I'm like, no, it's okay. You can just help me with this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay.
Well, Mom, you just play the guilt trip card so hard, even when you don't realize it.
Well, we've talked about that recently. I have awareness of it.
Yeah, like you're like the less evil version of Asher because he does it on purpose. Yeah. You just do it on accident.
And then we're like that's one of the things that I asked her too. I'm like, oh my God, it is inherited in me. Like that is just. Yeah. So what I'm doing is just be like, you're guilt tripping, Mom, because I don't ever want to do that. But it is.
I know,
like
it's
my
very
language.
frequent.
It just comes out. So I am trying to be aware of that and not do that.
Yeah, like that's like big bubble. I hate it.
And it's like it is total a shitty thing. And I see it. It's such a manipulation on it's not to get what I want. It's to keep in my mind you safe. So if I guilt you, then you won't make decisions because you'll be worried about upsetting me. So you'll stay safe. You'll stay in that bubble.
I know.
And it's like, oh my God, then you're not even living your life. So I'm trying really hard to like.
It's even worse when Grammy does
that.
it.
Believe me, I know.
Like it was so many years ago. I don't know.
So bad.
I think Craig was like in the picture, but not like. I don't think we were living together yet. And I remember I made Grammy cry, and I was like, I sat in the bathroom for like an hour and just bawled. And then you're like, "Are you gonna come out here and apologize to your grandma?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, in a minute."
Yeah,
Grammy could like. guilt trip me into literally probably anything.
Yeah, I know.
Which makes me a little nervous, but I don't think she would use that against me.
Oh, she will.
Well, not
You
in,
hear
like,
that,
super
woman? We're on
negative
to you.
ways. Well, not to me as much, because I can just guilt trip her right back. She loves me a lot.
Yes,
I
you
can do
can.
it right back to her.
Yes, you can. And watch, because it'll slip out with your kids. You won't know it, and you'll be having a conversation. You're like, oh my God. So, yeah.
It's a fear-based behavior.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's coming from a place of wanting to protect and take care of and, make sure that you're insulated from any outside pain or discomfort. Mm-hmm. And so it's strictly just fear-based.
I know. I get that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it okay, though.
Mm.
Yeah. It's definitely something that I'm very eager to change.
If you could change something about us, what would it be? Like if there's one thing that we do or that we've done and you're like, yeah, you guys can just not do that anymore, what would it be?
I don't think there's like really anything necessarily now. Like you guys like buy me a lot of candy and give me gas all the time, so I'm pretty set right now. But like you said something that I wish you would have done like different. Oh, I think when I was going full tweaker cracky from 7th to 10th grade, I wish you guys would have like really stepped up and like punched me in the head or something, like made me do because like I was a little cracky and I was not.
Wish we would have been like more strict or something.
Yeah, I wish you would have like, I don't know, because like I just like all the things, because I was like easily getting out of school because I was just like I couldn't hang out outside. I couldn't hang out when I got home, but I could hang out during school. And I wish there could have been like a way that like, I don't know, and just to like deal with those problems more, because like we saw you guys saw the problems and you like, I feel like you guys were like sort of cautious with it, so you like didn't say much, but you would just try and like do little pushes. But I just need like, I feel like I just needed like the full thing, because I was like, I just needed like more of like a push, like a hard push, like I don't know.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for us? Anything that you're dying to know? Any thoughts?
Take me to Oregon. Well, I want to go to your next thing. You just said you don't want to
go with family. I'm confused.
Well, I'll get it way cheaper if I go with Craig. And I just want to go to Oregon.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so take me on your next one to Oregon.
I have one coming up in Oregon at some point.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I probably won't be taking you, but...
Why?
Because I have to work.
You took Mom like 2 different times.
I know, that's different.
No, it's not. You like me more. I want to go.
Any last questions, babe?
No.
Donate money to my Venmo so I can go to Oregon.
Yeah, don't donate any
What is it?
money
What's
to
my Venmo?
Stevie's.
No,
you
I
don't
think
have a Venmo.
Yes, I do.
They can donate to the podcast. If you go to the website, there's a donate button down at the bottom. And if you put in the notes for Stevie's Fun to Oregon, we will give you that money, Miss Lee. So
Or
listeners,
just take me to Oregon.
yeah. If you're listening in Oregon right now,
Just come get me. Let's make a road trip out of it.
Don't come get her.
Well, if you're
Remember,
cool.
Mom's still crazy. I'll still break out the crazy. I will take a bitch out. I'll do it.
I just need to get a rich old man and then I'll be okay. Oh! Just for and yet, you spilled coffee
You
all
made
over
me
your
spill coffee from your comment.
I know, it's funny. I watched it.
can
Watched
I
it
ask
drip
you?
right out of your mouth.
Can I ask you something, Miss Lee?
No.
Can I ask something of you? I should say.
Well, sure, I guess.
So your life has begun, and it's going to continue to. It's just going to continue. It's going to roll out. That's what you get for licking the microphone, silly girl.
It didn't taste bad. It just
Why
feels
do you-
funny. I don't know. It just like it makes
You
a
know,
cool
we're not
noise.
the only ones that have talked on these, and we'll talk on these.
Hopefully, they get my coronavirus.
So this is a serious
can. I'm not at
question,
Home Depot.
jackasses.
Okay, so we can tell. That's why we make jokes. That's what we do. That's our defense mechanism.
Okay.
Thought I was just funny.
You are. You're damn funny. Okay, go ahead with your serious question. Try.
All we want, like as you grow up and you continue to go, right? We will always help.
Mm-hmm.
We will always be here for you. We will always do anything that you ask of us and above and beyond that. But all we want is to just be a part of your life and whatever that looks like. So that's it. Just let us be a part of your life. Continually allow us to be in your life in some way, shape, or form. Okay. That doesn't mean you have to live here. That doesn't mean any of that crap. It just means, like, let us know what's going on. Reach out. Talk to us. Ask us for help if you need it. Do you know what I mean? Because we're going to be here forever. And we're always going to be
You're not gonna be alive forever.
Yes, we will. We will
Trust
be here
us.
for you. We will be
Forever.
here. Yes.
I'll use a Ouija board to get in contact with you
Yeah,
guys.
you won't even have to use a Ouija board.
We'll just pop up, scare the shit out of you.
Oh God!
Like, hello, what do you need? I am powerful
like a
enough
new
to do
lawn
that.
with all like the ancient elder big people.
Yeah, all the ancestors
yeah, the
surrounding
ancestors. That's what it's called.
you. The ancient elders.
I kept thinking like anchor, and I was like, that's not what it's called.
But I love you.
I love you. I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Well, woo.
I want to do ASMR on this mic so bad. Like I think it'd be...
You've been doing it the whole time.
Hi, my name is Stevie. Welcome to my ASMR channel. Today we're going to be doing satisfying noises.
Oh, that actually does sound nice.
Okay, we're going to close out the episode with...
One second. Ooh. That doesn't work. Hi. I don't have. Give me your water bottle.
I think our...
Make that your intro. Or your...
I'm actually watching her. Like
I
I'm
know.
like
It's
I'm like
nice.
I don't like it, but it's you. So
Oh.
I like you. I like what you're doing. Yours sounds good. Nobody else's does.
That's the end of the episode, kiddo. That's what's closing it out.
I think that's too loud.
Say
to
goodbye,
do it for
podcast
ASMR.
world.
Goodbye, podcast.
Wait, no.
Wait,
let her
what?
do some
Wait, what?
more.
No, we're so...
Correct.
podcast
Here.
over.
Here. No, wait. Let her do more.
Wait.
Oh my goodness.
Just a little bit more.
Turn it up. How do you make it sound more? Where does it make the most noise out of? In the
Right
front?
in the front.
First and only time I've liked ASMR.
There you go.
You may be a natural.
This would be so much better if I had nails.
If you would like to listen to more of Stevie's ASMR, go to www.
Oh no, give them my Instagram. I'll do ASMR. If people be like, I'll give you a few dollars to do an ASMR video, I'll do it. I'll do a good ASMR video too.
You heard it here. Put it in the notes in the podcast.
There we go.
I use cooking for women. That's great.
Good one.
It's how you build a porch, yo.
Seeing all these things, I'm like, I can do that if I have money. You're not going to say any of this to my face. You're only saying this because you have the protection of your screen. I've got so many weird quirks that everyone's like, you're not a toddler. You don't need it. Your food can't touch.